And we will get going here momentarily.
Billy, the ghost.
Oh. It's like, huh?
All right, then.
See, there it goes. See, there it is. It's a ghost.
We're ready over by here?
I'm just going.
Yeah, put it up against your buzzer. Yeah.
Don't let it freak you out.
Tape it. Engineer.
There we go.
If it starts floating,
That's smart.
and the match is over. Attacking you, Billy. That's even worse.
All right, people, we ought to be about ready to go here, so let's do this, shall we? We're off to the races. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator, and we are into the quarterfinals of our season-ending single elimination tournament, featuring teams this time around from Coloma and New Buffalo. Academic Challenge on WSJM features scholastic competition involving high schools from Berrien and Van Buren counties and is sponsored by Waterville Lake Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. Let's meet the teams first, and we'll start from Coloma. If you would each identify yourselves and maybe even the grade that you're in.
Melanie Wilcox, and I am a senior.
All right.
Billy Collins, senior. Corey Hamilton, sophomore.
Jared Evans, junior.
And Melina, your coach or coaches, who'd you come with?
Terry Sheehan and Sarah Glisson.
Thank you kindly. And from New Buffalo.
Andrew Keller, sophomore.
Ian Kirkpatrick, I'm a senior.
Emmy Lowe, I'm a freshman.
Isaiah Palma, junior.
Andrew, are you the captain?
It seems so.
Short straw.
I picked the last chair that was right here.
Your coach or coaches with you tonight?
Mrs. Ripley is our coach this evening.
All right, then. We are all here and accounted for. Here are the basic rules. In the first and second halves, we announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, please wait to be recognized. 10 seconds to answer each question, 15 if it's a math question. No consultation allowed. There will be in the 60-second round, but more on that later. I'll be keeping score and be one of the judges. Bill Klein is asking questions. He's the other judge. And if everybody's ready, Bill, I think we are ready to go. All
right.
You are ready. Buzzers at the ready. Everybody?
Okay, for 5 points. The strategic importance of Sudan is undeniable because the country controls the headwaters of what river?
Corey, Coloma.
The Nile. That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 5 points, during World War II, it built the B-17 and B-29 bombers. Name this corporation that now manufactures commercial airplanes with model numbers that all have
Corey, Coloma.
Boeing. That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 15 points, Fruitlands was the name of an experimental community founded by a Massachusetts man in 1842. His daughter based one of her books, Transcendental Wild Oats, on the community, and also turned out several volumes to support the venture. Her best-known books portray the virtues of family life and the role of women in portraying world guidelines for youth. Name her.
Or don't.
Louisa May Alcott. For 10 points.
I don't know that name.
If you rearrange the letters in Minnesota, you can come up with what word that means proposes as a candidate for election?
Time?
Nominates. For 5 points. The Nazis developed various missiles at Peenemünde. Which of them exceeded Mach 1?
Corey, Coloma.
The V2 rockets.
That is the correct answer for 5 points. For 20 points, Elizabeth Cochran Seaman was the American journalist who took a trip around the world in 72 days under the pen name Nellie Bly. From what songwriter's song did she take her pen name? We're looking for the songwriter.
Time.
Stephen Foster. A math question for 15 points. If a swimming pool is filled at a rate of 30 gallons per minute, and I put 3,600 gallons of water in it, how long will it take to drain that pool at the rate of 90 gallons per minute?
Ian, in under the wire.
40 minutes.
That is correct.
For New Buffalo.
For 15 points. For 15 points, Mrs. Ford and Mrs. Page decided to make a fool of Falstaff in a Shakespearean play. Give me the epithet applied to the two ladies, and you'll name the play from which it comes.
Time.
The Merry Wives of Windsor. For 20 points, what term, ending with the letter X, identifies a set of technologies that enables software components to interact with each other in a networked environment, regardless of the language in which they were created?
Billy, Coloma.
Syntax.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. 5 seconds. Time.
ActiveX. For 5 points, doctors warn that heat should never be applied to a new injury because it does what to blood vessels?
Molina, Coloma.
Inflames them.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, Emmy.
Cauterizes them.
Incorrect. It opens them up. For 15 points, an automobile is being driven at a constant speed of 50 miles per hour. What is the net force exerted on the car?
Billy, Coloma.
50 newtons.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. Any takers? Time.
0. No force is being exerted on a car. For 5 points, in a nursery rhyme, oh dear, what can the matter be? Johnny stayed too long where?
Emmy, New Buffalo.
The fair.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, during the American Civil War, many future presidents were on the battlefield. One was in charge of strengthening the defenses of the port of New York. He later became collector of the port, vice president, and president in 1881. Name him.
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Zachary Taylor.
Incorrect.
Coloma. 5 seconds. Time.
Chester Arthur. For 5 points, the two major divisions of a human nervous system are the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. What are the two main components of the central nervous system?
Ian, New Buffalo.
Your brain and your spinal cord.
That is correct for 5 points. For 5 points, if two numbers are up to 0, we call them inverse numbers. What do we call two numbers with a product of 1?
Jared, Coloma.
Reciprocals.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 5 points, Boonesboro was settled in 1775. In what state is Boonesboro?
Isaiah, New Buffalo.
Kentucky.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 10 points, what do we call the phase of a trial when a jury goes into a private room to discuss evidence and testimony to reach a verdict?
Jared, Coloma.
Deliberation.
That is correct for 10 points. For 5 points, a domain serves as the possible list of x values a function can have. What word describes the possible y values?
Billy, Coloma.
Range.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, we're looking for the full name of a fictional school. The usual way to get there is by taking the express train that leaves London's King Cross station.
Billy, Coloma.
Full name Hogwarts.
It's
Do you want
More
to finish
com-
the question?
Sorry, I keep.
Back off, people.
I slipped.
Emmy has buzzed in. Do you need to finish the question?
the finish was King's Cross station at platform 9 3/4.
Emmy, you buzzed in. Do you know?
Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
That is a correct answer for 10 points.
All right, then.
For 10 points, a replica is now a traveling museum conducting programs for youth and adults about the unique history of the Dutch colony called New Netherland. We're talking about Henry Hudson's ship sailing under the Dutch flag in 1609. Name it.
Billy, Coloma.
The Hudson.
Incorrect.
And New Buffalo, 5 seconds. No takers.
Oh, and I thought this only happened in Columbus. It's called the Half Moon.
Hey, wait a minute.
For 10 points.
This is the last question of the first half, incidentally.
For 10 points, with awful timing, John Knox published his book, First Blast of the Trumpet, just before Elizabeth I ascended to the throne of England. Good Queen Bess never did forgive him. Knox's political target in that book, against political rule by women, was what enemy of both him and Queen Elizabeth I?
Corey, Coloma.
King Philip.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. Isaiah?
King John.
Political rule by women. Queen Mary of Scots, Mary Stuart.
That, folks, will wrap up the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with a score in the 60-second round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Cool.
I knew the bonus one too. I knew it one.
I knew that. So as soon as he said
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh. I need to start getting more aggressive.
Let's not do Bible quotations. Sorry.
Show Danny and read them to me.
I thought they were
He might be
popular one.
water. I might be able to do that. I would not be able to do that. You know, you do better than the other.
Okay, let's not do geometry.
Yeah.
Take me away from geometric.
That could be like some random river in like Israel.
Unless you guys.
But the Bible quotations could be super weird. Yeah.
Because I know.
I think we should go with bodies of water. But usually when I pick one, it's like the worst one. So
Bodies of water or geometry?
Well,
I would go with it. I don't know. We got bodies of water, but I know geometry.
I know a lot of bodies of water.
Some legs are like strangely slanted. I want to like just slide off.
So we have 2 indifferents and 1 for either side. It's really good.
But I will tell you I'll never do well at geometric.
So this is up to you, Captain.
See? You break them down. You multiply these. You add them up. You get 21.
I can't even.
Alright, I'm good. We just switched pencils.
All right. Let's wait till the
Are you reading
official
Prayer for
dinner.
Owen Meany right now? Are you not done with it? For the
He's gotta
reading?
refresh so
Oh.
he can bash us tomorrow
Okay.
if we didn't read it.
I was gonna say.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Here we go. At the end of the first half, the score, New Buffalo 40, Coloma 35. On to the 60-second
Go
round.
first anyway.
Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of them as you can. Each is worth 10 points. A 20-point bonus if you get them all within the time limit. You are encouraged to consult with one another at this point. The answers must, though, come from the team captain. After your minute is up, the opposing team will have a chance at the questions you passed on, you missed, or we didn't get to. Coloma, you're trailing just barely at the moment. So you'll have the first choice of these categories: Bible quotations, bodies of
You
water,
can't do this to me.
geometry calculations. What are we going with, Melina?
Are you sure about geometry?
That's the only thing I'm confident with, but I don't know about them.
I'm not confident with geometric though.
Let's
I'm
go.
fairly confident with bodies of water. Don't always trust me. You know I'm acting out.
Look at all
Let's
the
go.
help.
Right?
Democracy.
Let's go geometry.
They're going geometry. And they're not very happy about it.
Yeah.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. And Coloma, here we go.
We calculate each of the following. Area of a circle with a circumference of 10 pi.
Don't forget you can pass if you have to or need to.
25 pi squared.
Correct. Area of a parallelogram with a base of 15 and a height of 6.
90.
Correct. Area of a triangle with a base of 15 and a height of 6.
45.
Correct. Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 4 and 7.
28.
Incorrect. Area of a circle with a radius of 6.
36 pi.
That's correct. Area of an equilateral triangle with a side of 4.
Give it if you got it.
16.
Incorrect.
Repeat.
Total of 4 correct for Coloma in the speed round for 40 points. And we'll turn the category over to New Buffalo for the ones passed on, missed, or the ones we didn't get to. 60 seconds back on the clock. Again, the answers have to come from you, Andrew, and here we go.
Calculate each of the following. Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 4 and 7.
12.
Incorrect. 14. Area of an equilateral triangle with a side of 4.
8.
Incorrect. 4 square root of 3. Area of a trapezoid whose bases are 8 and 12 with a height of 6.
'Pass if you got nothing.
Pass.
60. Circumference of a circle with a radius 5.
10 pi.
Correct. Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 12 and 15.
Go ahead and answer that if you got it.
17.
90.
Close
One
enough.
correct.
1 correct for New Buffalo for 10 more points. And we'll stay with New Buffalo for the second part of the 60-second round. You'll have these categories to choose from: Bible quotations or bodies of water. New Buffalo, what do you like?
We'll do bodies of water.
Bodies of water. And does this need a setup of any kind, Bill?
No, it does not. Just
Alrighty.
name the body of water.
60 seconds on the clock. New Buffalo, here we go.
Beirut, Lebanon is located on what body of water?
The Red Sea.
Incorrect. What 2 bodies of water are connected by the Straits of Gibraltar?
I think it's the Mediterranean and something else. It's like 2 seas. Is it the Baltic? No, it's like.
I was thinking
The Mediterranean and the Baltic.
Incorrect. What is the largest lake remaining from prehistoric Lake Bonneville?
Pacific Ocean.
I'm sorry?
Pacific Ocean.
Incorrect. The Arabian Sea lies west of India. Name the Great Bay that lies east of India.
Say what?
Got it?
You have an answer?
Nothing?
We don't.
That looks like a skunking to me.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Nothing for New Buffalo. Let's see what Coloma can do with bodies of water.
Okay.
Coloma at the ready. Start the clock. Here we go.
Beirut, Lebanon is located on what body of water?
Yeah.
Black Sea.
Incorrect. Mediterranean Sea.
You're
What
right.
two bodies of water are connected by the Straits of Gibraltar?
The Mediterranean and the Atlantic.
That's correct. What is the largest lake remaining from prehistoric Lake Bonneville?
Huh? Superior?
The Great Salt Lake.
Oh,
The Arabian Sea lies west of India. Name the Great Bay that lies east of India.
Bengal.
That is correct. What did Charles Blondin cross on a tightrope in 1885 and 1860?
Niagara Falls.
That's correct. The African nation of Mozambique borders on what body of water?
Lake Victoria.
The Indian Ocean. What is the name of the strait between Marin County, California, and the city of San Francisco?
Strait of San Andreas.
Golden Gate. The countries of Kuwait, Qatar, and Iraq border on what body of water?
Oh, that's the.
The red.
It's not the red. No, I think it's the.
The Red Sea.
The Persian Gulf.
Persian Gulf.
Three correct, rather, for Coloma for a total of 30 points. And that'll wrap up the 60-second round.
Those were tough games.
We'll check the scores and conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
The Bible categories weren't very much good.
We have one more round.
Wait, you just said conclude the game.
Okay. Yeah. What's new in our school?
You made a mistake in what you said. You
Oh,
just said conclude the
ACTs.
game.
Oh, ACT.
We had a prep class.
Well, we will
Going to
eventually.
Detroit.
Oh.
Hunter Mississippian is going
State.
to state wrestling.
Just finished with life, just from
Okay, one second.
Third in the state. Yeah.
Bowling
Not
third
bad.
State.
Academic challenge got second.
say that.
State. Just another high school play.
We have the right.
Oh, we have,
Band is going to.
is that Danny or Donnie? I can't quite see that. Danny? All right.
What about Ben?
I got it.
Choir's going to festival soon.
Band festival is on the 13th.
I just finished a 3D printer today.
Ready when you are, Gil.
Okie dokie, Smokey.
Have fun. Have fun, Charlie.
But it's smoke. The hot the extruder smoked a little bit. So
Words.
You get 5 minutes more. That's a good idea. But I got
All right.
What cheaper?
All right, folks, let's bring it back and do our thing here. The score at the end of the 60-second round, Coloma 105, New Buffalo 50. And it's time to find out a little bit about what's happening at each of our participating schools. We'll start with New Buffalo, and who's the speaker of record here? Andrew, what do you got?
Well, both our boys and our girls basketball teams are finishing up their seasons. Our New Buffalo High School band goes to festival next week, I think. We have a play that the Performing Arts Center is putting on coming up on March 20th and 21st. And our juniors and seniors will be going to Spain over spring break.
Ooh.
Wow.
Spain.
Very nice.
What's the play?
Once
Upon a mattress.
Ooh, good one.
Beautiful. All right.
That sounds like a mafia.
Thank you, Andrew. And from Coloma, Melina?
I'd like to say hello from Coloma. Everything is exciting and new as ever. We're preparing for our ACTs next week. We actually had an ACT prep class to help the students prepare and to do well on their exams. This Friday, actually, our art club is going to Detroit to look at art and
Creative art.
It's gonna be fun.
Good plan. Good plan.
We'd like to say congratulations to Hunter Zigian. He's going to state for wrestling, and we wish him luck at that. And I'd like to say congratulations to our girls bowling team, who are third in state. This past weekend, we had a drama play, just another high school play. The actors were phenomenal in it, and we have actors from the play here today. They did wonderful. Billy beatboxed.
Wouldn't be Billy, what?
Beatbox. It was awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was humble, too.
Yeah, dressed in drag. It was beautiful. He was a pretty girl. Yes, he was a very pretty girl, too. Anyway, choir is going to festival tomorrow, and band festival is going to be on the 13th of March, and we wish them both luck on that. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Chemical Bank, Lake Michigan College, the Wolverine Panthers, and the Lakeshore Lancers. Thank you.
Thank you, Melina. We have one substitution in the fourth chair for New Buffalo. We have Danny from New Buffalo. All right.
Oh.
And let's continue here, shall we? With the second half of today's academic challenge between New Buffalo and Coloma.
All right, for 15 points, what Chinese dynasty was founded by Emperor Chu Yan Chang in AD 1368?
Corey, Coloma.
That is correct, for 15 points. For 10 points, George Washington and Andrew Jackson survived it. Ulysses S. Grant and a multitude of Union soldiers caught it in the South during the war between the states. What disease are we talking about?
Corey, Coloma.
Smallpox.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. Danny.
Scarlet fever.
Malaria.
Malaria.
For 20 points, speaking to Islamic clerics, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said it is time to revolutionize our religion. He lamented that extreme interpretations of Islam have antagonized the entire world and challenged religious leaders to revise their teaching. He's the current president of what country?
Corey, Coloma.
The country of Egypt.
That is correct, for 20 points. For 10 points, for the second time in more than a week, a horde of men in blue filled the streets in New York City neighborhood on January 4th, as police officers from across the nation paid their respects to Officer Wen John Liu, who was shot along with his partner on December 20th. And for the second time, hundreds of those officers made a silent show to protest by doing what?
Time.
They turned their backs on Mayor Bill de Blasio. For 15 points, known for being a champion of women's rights and the environment, which California senator announced she would not run for re-election after more than 20 years in the Senate?
Time.
Barbara Boxer. For 10 points, President Obama announced a plan to make how many years of community college free?
Jared, Coloma.
2.
That is correct, for 10 points.
Press that.
For 15 points,
Did too.
up to 2,000 people may have been killed in a town in Nigeria in what has been called the deadliest attack yet by what militant group?
Corey, Coloma.
Boko Haram.
That is correct, for 15 points. For 10 points,
Start with a B.
worldwide stock markets have slumped of late as a result of the remarkable 50% drop in what since June?
Corey, Coloma.
Oil.
That is correct, for 10 points. For 20 points, scientists unveiled a molecule called tixobactin The first new what to be discovered in 30 years?
Danny, New Buffalo.
Element?
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds. Molina.
Metal.
Antibiotic. For 10 points, facing increasing political pressure around the world, Uber is currently hiring 60 policy and communication staffers internationally. But it may be too little, too late. Which Asian country began cracking down on illegal taxis, including Uber?
Billy, Coloma.
Thailand?
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. Danny.
China?
That is correct for 10 points. For 15 points, a time capsule from 1795 was opened recently. Who buried it?
Corey, Coloma.
Paul Revere.
That is correct. Or it could have been Sam Adams. They both did.
That was 15.
That was 15 points.
Thank you.
For 5 points, one side wants to sell them for probable millions, and the other prefers to keep them as mementos. They are fighting over his Bible and his Nobel Peace Prize medal. I'm talking about the heirs of what civil rights leader?
Danny, New Buffalo.
Martin Luther King Jr.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, man-made examples include polystyrene and nylon. Name this moldable compounds synthesized from many small subunits.
Billy, Coloma.
Polyolene.
No.
That's incorrect.
Emmy, New Buffalo.
Plastic.
Incorrect. Polymers.
Oh.
Close. For 10 points, the Union forces prevailed at the Battle of Antietam, but the victory was not decisive because McClellan's army didn't pursue Lee's troops across what river?
Corey, Coloma.
The Potomac.
That is correct for 10 points. A math question for 20 points. The length of a side of a here we go. Start that over. The length of a side of a equilateral triangle.
There you go.
God, I looked that up 6 times today. Is 6. Figure out the length of a radius of a circle circumscribed about the triangle.
Ian, New Buffalo.
3.
Incorrect.
Isn't it?
Coloma, anybody? Ian, if you want to
You do it. If you have
pull
it.
your mic up there a little bit and that'll work. Billy?
3 square roots of 3.
Incorrect. It was 2 times the square root of 3. Oh. For 5 points. The Grand Army of the Republic was composed of Union Army Civil War veterans. The Aztec Club of 1847 originally had veterans of what other war?
Corey, Coloma.
The the Mexican-American War.
That's a correct answer for 5 points. 20 points. The expression paper tiger arose from inflammatory statements such as all reactionaries are paper tigers. What world leader said that?
Jared, Coloma.
Xiaoming.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. Emmy?
Mao Zedong.
That is a correct answer for 20 points. You might want to get your pencils out for this one. For 20 points, match these novels about World War II with their authors. The novels are Catch-22, The Young Lions, The Naked and the Dead, From Here to Eternity. The authors are Joseph Heller, Irwin Shaw, Norman Mailer, and James Jones.
Time.
Tired. somebody would clap for that. Catch-22 was Heller, Young Lions Shaw, Naked as a Dead Mailer, and From Here to Eternity Jones. For 15 points, what letter represents the number 15 in the hexadecimal, seminal,
Hexadecimal?
yeah, that one too, or base 16 system? The tongue won't react today. We're looking for the letter.
You got it?
Jared just in under the wire.
F.
That is correct for 15 points.
This next
It is.
question, final question of the second half.
For 15 points, the height of this comedy lies in Sam Weller and his father. This novel is the first of a literary movement to present the life and manners of lower and middle class English life. Name this Charles Dickens book.
Emmy, New Buffalo.
Oliver Twist.
Incorrect.
Billy, Coloma.
A Tale of Two Cities.
Incorrect. Pickwick Papers.
And that, my friends, will wrap up the second half of today's academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and come back with the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
You remember Dr. Greenlee talking about that?
What?
You know, it's a decimal system.
Yeah.
A is 10, B is 11, and goes up like
Yeah.
that, and it stops at F.
Yep. And then it goes double F's. Double letters.
It goes double A.
Yeah. We had to do like hexadecimal stuff with and when we did computer science.
I remember him talking about it, but we never actually used it.
Here's here.
Like I used it like when I was making our gradients during did you guys start making your gradients?
I wrote their first name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I was making gradients for that.
Huh.
Oh, the biblical quotation.
But
We
we
got
had
the
to-
list and I'm like,
we had to do it-
I just crossed it out.
manually, though, not like
If someone's talking
we
about
had to like do color ramps and stuff like that.
Oh.
they're talking about real
Text, not like.
Yeah, in public speaking today,
Unless
he
you
was
just made the
like,
picture. But I just made the picture.
you guys were talking, like, they don't have literary
My,
questions, and whenever they're
No,
biblical questions
in my
comes up,
game,
we
I was
just
gonna make
sound.
like a top-down adventure kind of thing, but he never taught us how to do the
Oh, you mean
like a tile generator or something like that.
I know how. Well,
No, like,
I used to know how. I think I refreshed myself, but I made a little game like that once.
I don't know
But I
these
mean, all I could do was run around at the moment. Now
They know you.
to run at.
Yeah.
But like they would get to a door, but I wanted them to run around it. They would run around the first one and not know what to do.
All right.
Sometimes I just run through it.
Okay, here we go. Bring it back, wrap it up.
Oh, do you want this back here?
Yeah, I have to turn them back.
There we go. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's quarterfinal winner and thank our sponsors. And the winner by a score of 220 to 85, the team from Coloma. How about a nice hand for Coloma? From New Buffalo. Coloma will join us in the semis next time around. Congratulations, one and all. Thank you for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Waterville Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. Next time around, it's Berrien Springs versus Bridgman on Academic Challenge. Thank you all. Much appreciated.
Good job, everybody. Good job.
I think you're the MVP of this.